Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. We've got a great band here with you. So I'm going to introduce Michael Haupley Pierce. How are you, sir?
You said my name right. You've already warmed my heart, my friend.
Well, you and I were in a band together, so I probably should get your name right.
I appreciate that. I'm really happy to be here. This is a long overdue. It's been too long since we've had fun together.
Yeah, it's great to see you, man. Great to see you, and I love the song there.
Thank you.
That Killing Time and your new project, Jam Tomorrow. And what I would like you to do, sir, if you wouldn't mind, is I'll let you introduce these other two gentlemen who I'm meeting for the first time today.
I'd be happy to do so. So joining me on my far left is the amazing Mark Vadney on 6-string acoustic and occasionally electric. He and I started the band kind of as a COVID project, really just try to not go crazy and sit 6 feet apart and still make some music with people and deal with the madness that was happening 3 or 4 years ago. And not too long thereafter, we started playing gigs, and we very shortly thereafter drafted Gary Smith, who's sitting in the middle. Gary handles bass and 8-string, sometimes 12-string. Mark sometimes is on 12-string as well. I'm only ever on the G-string. It's about all I'm good at playing. It's always at a tune.
The G-string. I feel like I've heard that joke before.
I'm sure you
today.
have.
I'm sure
I'll probably use it
First
again
time
next
today.
time. Yeah. So we started playing together, I don't know, probably 2 years ago, doing mostly what I would call hokey singer-songwriter covers. Started expanding that a little bit more. We're working on originals, and we're now at a point where we have, I think, 25 originals.
Wow.
Ready to go. We just recorded the first one, which you guys were kind enough to debut for us.
Yes,
We really
the world
appreciate
radio
that.
premiere. Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff.
And we've got more to record behind that. We've got a really cool engineer that we're working with, and we're really happy to make some more of that happen.
Outstanding. By the way, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry, Mike Pelopita's in the Facebook live chat and says, good to see Michael.
Good to see you, my friend. He was an old customer, old friend of mine.
Yeah. Well, listen, do you guys want to play something for us? And I'll ride the faders a little bit. We can't really, no way to do an off-air sound check, so to speak, but I'll do my best with the mixing. But yeah, what do you want to play?
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of originals lined up for you. We tried to kind of pick a smattering, both stylistically and subject matter.
Yeah.
I'm a little overly intellectual in my lyrics, self-admittedly, and these guys are amazing musicians. This is a song about the triumphs of the tarot deck. So this is sort of a psychedelic visual journey through the 21 triumphs in the place of the Fool, taking the journey itself, and how that's kind of all of us. So this one's called 22.
All right.
Traveling through the world, past popes and potentates, as priestesses and lovers look my way and wait. But the one with the way to the world is in my chariot, and that magician might become yes, just a fool who's fraying at the edges. Got my bag, I got my dog, I'm stepping off of ledges. As the cards are dealt, I see I'll always break the rules. Carefree, don't care for me, I have to play the fool, I have to play the fool. I need to have the strength to hold the line. lying tight and stand alone in darkness, holding out a light. As the wheel of fortune spins, is justice on my side? As they hang me upside down, my hands behind me tied. Just a fool who's fraying at the edges. Got my bag, I got my dog, I'm stepping off of ledges. As the deck fans out, I see how fate is cruel. Carefree, don't care for me, I have to play the fool, have to play the fool. Oh. And I smell death, unmistakable. A man upon the water, one glass empty, one glass full. As the devil binds me in chains, I can see the tower fall. But I avoid the lightning, somehow escape it all. Just a fool who's fraying at the edges. Got my bag, I got my dog, I'm stepping off of ledges. As the cards rain down, I'm drowning in the pool. Carefree, don't care for me, I have to play the fool, have to play the fool. A woman like a star has pictures in her hands. As the moon shines over all the creatures of the sea and land. But the sun is rising, an angel trumpets judgment time. The world is out, if we can only climb. Just a fool who's fraying at the edges. Got my bag, I got my dog, I'm stepping off of ledges. As the house of cards burns down, I see I'm just a fool. Carefree, don't care for me, I have to play the fool, have to play the fool. Oh. Oh, 22, 22, 22.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. If you're just joining us, Jam Tomorrow is here with us live in studio. Mike from Queen City Cabinetry says, very good. Yes. Yes.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Where does the name come from, by the way, Jam Tomorrow?
So, as you know from us having been, so Matt and I were in a band together 13, 14, 15 years ago. We were in a band called Chemical Distance, which you can still find some stuff if you dig not too deep onto the interwebs.
I think 12 years ago, more like, right? I think
the first album dropped maybe 10, 11? Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that time.
COVID caused a lot of time distortion.
Yeah, it still does.
Really
still got
did,
the long COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm a nerd, and I'm a book nerd, and I'm a big Lewis Carroll fan. And Lewis Carroll actually had a phrase in Through the Looking Glass that was said by the Red Queen, where they're at a tea party, and Alice is going to have some jam, and the Queen says, "Jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never jam today."
Ah.
And it's sort of a play on the Latin for to be, I am.
Okay.
Because I is J, if you remember from Indiana Jones when he's stepping on the stones.
Yeah.
And we were having trouble, Mark and I, kind of lining up our rehearsal dates at the beginning. It was always like, okay, we jam today? No, maybe we can jam tomorrow. And so then it sort of became jam tomorrow. So it's sort of multifaceted, but at its root, it's sort of that.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
there's always a play on Lewis Carroll, and we've got a bunch of references to that in our music for sure.
Gotcha. By the way, I've played Red Queen's Race by Chemical Distance
Right, so
on
it
the
obviously
show.
goes way back. Yeah.
I tell everybody that's our hit.
Yeah. If we'd had one, it would have been that.
So when did this project start? So it started out with you and Mark, right? The two of you. And
Yeah, I mean, Mark and I had done actually a project with Otto. If you remember, the engineer that we did our first album with did a Christmas album, and they were looking for a Christmas song, a hokey Christmas song. So Otto and Mark and I actually did "Christmas for Cowboys" from a John Denver Christmas album that he actually covered from somebody I'd never heard of.
Oh wow!
Once again, probably like 12-ish years ago. And then just reconnected, realizing how close we lived, and started playing. And then just through sort of mutual acquaintances, Gary kind of got sucked into the mix, and it's sort of like there was no looking back from that point.
Yeah,
I'm really fortunate to have these amazing dudes to play with.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, so Gary, how long have you been in the band?
Pretty much a year and a half, probably a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we played our first gig together about 2 years ago. We had played together at a mutual friend's house, and so we had some experience playing together, but I didn't officially probably join until about a year and a half, 2 years ago, sometime in that range. So.
Gotcha. Do you guys play out a lot? Are you playing a lot of shows? Or?
Yeah, we did 4 gigs in July. I think we're kind of shooting for like 2 a month because we all have somewhat demanding jobs, pretty demanding jobs. You know, we're all doing 50 hours a week, some are 45 hours a week, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we don't want to take it too heavy, but we're really fortunate that Manchester is such a great music town that we don't have to travel too far. Can I mention a couple of venues where we play? Is that acceptable?
By all means.
So like we play at Strange Brew all the time. We're playing there on the 24th. Mitch is super kind to us and gives us a lot of really great slots. We play at Granite Tapas all the time in Hooksett. We play at Hop Knot. It's been a little while, but Kenny's brought us on to play 4 or 5 times. So we really, like, Mark and I both live less than a mile from here.
Oh, wow.
We don't care if Gary has to drive, frankly. So
right.
He's just a bass player. so we keep it easy. We often just like shoot for gigs like somewhere between Concord and Manchester so that at least one of us doesn't have to travel so far.
Right.
Which is a nice place to be. It's nice to be in such a, I remember a decade ago when we were trying to find places to play, no one wanted to hire you to play originals. If you were going to like a party band that could play all covers that people knew, you could get a good gig playing on a deck somewhere. But,
of course,
but like we play a third originals, and all of our venues are on board with that. They're okay. We play, and most of our covers are obscure. We throw in like a third covers that you're going to know the words to and have heard, but a lot of our covers you might as well be originals because they're like deep cuts that no one knows.
Right. Yeah. Now, when you play out, is it this configuration, or do you ever pull out electric guitars, or it's always?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time we'll have an electric and an acoustic with us, and we'll have some different configuration. I usually have something 8-string, and Mark usually has something cool sounding.
Yeah, I was suffering from tendonitis issues for a while, so playing this for 3 hours was killing me. So I tried to incorporate electric, but I couldn't find a pedal or a sound that made the electric quite sound acoustic enough, so I found a hybrid guitar that is the best of both worlds. So that, I can do that. But I needed this today because I knew we weren't plugged in. So.
Right. Yeah. Excellent. You guys want to play another song?
Yeah. So this next one is this one's called Motor Lodge. I've been writing for 30 years in various capacities, like really since college, at least 92, but longer than that. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever written, and I feel like I didn't actually write it. I feel like I really held the pen and I kind of channeled it, and I don't know where it came from. I can sort of see this person, and that sounds hokey, and I know there's people probably shaking their head. And if I heard this, I might shake my head too, but I felt more like a conduit than a creator in this piece.
Okay.
So this is called Motor Lodge.
Okay.
And I will say, from a musician's point, we're very naked today because this is a song that I have a very ethereal reverb cavernous sound because to create an effect. So we're very dry today. So
yeah.
It's going to be way better live, so come see us.
Yeah, come see us on the 24th at Strange Brew from 8 to 11.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, jam tomorrow.
Darn these wooden instruments.
Sometimes I think you don't even hear me. Sometimes I think I don't want you near me. Sometimes I think I'm missing your touch, but then sometimes I don't miss you so much. Sometimes I find I wish for your smile, but then sometimes I stand out in the rain waiting a while, and sometimes I wonder where you went, and question my intent. It comes to question every single time. Never answers, never anything deep or sublime. It comes to questions, what do you ask of you? What do you believe? What are you going through? Oftentimes I don't remember the moment that passed. Oftentimes I can't distinguish the first from the last. Oftentimes I feel I've walked in these footsteps before, and oftentimes I see my handprint on the door. Oftentimes I find I reach for your hand, but then oftentimes it disappears again. And oftentimes I wonder what happened to me. Oftentimes I question what made me. It comes to question every single time. Never answers, never anything deep or sublime. It comes to question, what do you ask of you? What do you believe? What are you thinking is true? Thinking is true. Most times I fear I've lost myself in the past. Most times I fear I've let the wrong moment last. Most times it isn't me in the mirror at all. And most times I can't predict my fall. Most times I don't know what went wrong. And most times I can't believe I'm singing this song. Most times I don't know how this will end. And most times I question what's round the bend. It comes to question every single time. Never answers, never anything deep or sublime. It comes to question, what do you ask of you? What do you believe? What are you gonna do? Gonna do, gonna do, gonna do, gonna do, gonna do.
Wow. Fantastic.
That was
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
If you're just joining us, we have the members of Jam Tomorrow here in studio with us. We have Mike and Mark and Gary, and Jenny is here at the news desk, and we're really enjoying this. Mike, do you write all the lyrics?
I do. Yeah. It's we have a pretty clear division of labor. Usually Mark and I kind of bounce stuff back and forth. I have a very, very solitary writing process. I'm kind of selfish.
Yeah.
I've always found, even when I was doing Chemical Distance, every project I've had, I usually let the creative people that make the music, and then I take the music away to my lair and I put lyrics to it.
Yeah.
And then we come back and we share, we bounce back. I think it's kind of like how Rush writes, where like one part does one thing and then it's division of labor and they sort of separate it out.
Yeah.
Now that we've got two musicians, it's even easier because literally we always rehearse at my house because I feed us and we have space. So it's pretty easy for these guys to just like, all right, we can jam at your house. Good food. Yeah. And so I'll literally be like, I'm going to go get some more beers from the kitchen, and I'll just put my phone on the table where these guys are hanging out and just hit record on the record app, and freaking magic just happens. And I come back and I'm like, oh, all right, well, there's our next song.
Yeah.
And then we literally just take it and I say, okay, I feel like this is the opener and this is the verse and this is the chorus, and we can sequence it like this. And what do you guys think about that? And we kind of bounce it back and forth. And then I write the lyrics. We come back. Mark finds some harmonies for it, and then it just sort of all comes together. So it's very collaborative, but at the same time, it's sort of iterative, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Gary's been great about like taking songs that were written prior to him and being, why don't we do this for an intro?
Yeah.
Or, how do you feel about this middle break? Putting in bridges, and because if you listen to most of our music, not a lot of bridges. A lot of verses, a lot of choruses, not a lot of bridges. Gary is the facilitator of those things.
Helping us break being formulaic, because I'm kind of a singer-songwriter, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus kind of guy. And I think Mark and I, we're writing in 4/4. We're writing within a sort of, a BPM range that's sort of somewhat predictable, and Gary absolutely helps us sort of break those, get a little jazzier
70s, 80s blues rocker, so
yeah.
I do think formulaic too much, but
it's natural.
I'm old,
though.
so
it's natural. I mean, there is an established sort of format that we all fall into with it. But that's, it's there for a reason. That's what just sounds pleasing to us as humans,
And it's comfortable too. And I think for us, it's like, we don't want to fight with the mechanism.
Right.
We really just want to get to the place where we want to be and do our thing. And sometimes just falling into 4/4 at 105 BPM, in a chord progression that we're sort of comfortable with. It's like, okay, well, we can tell a story here. Like, we already know the terrain. It gives us that much more ease of action.
Yeah.
like the first 12 or 15 songs were like music I've just had tucked away since 70s and 80s. And then he's like, send me some ideas. So I kept pulling out these things that were just a long time.
Yeah.
And he just kind of bloomed the flower, so to speak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never throw away an idea, right?
Because I can't write lyrics for the life of me.
Really? Yeah.
And I'm not the guy to put out a melody. So I think we all sort of know our place, and we're all really happy.
Yeah.
I hate to say staying in our lane, because it's not about like, hey, don't do my thing.
Right,
it's more about
right.
like, you're really good at this. You do that.
Right. Well, if
True
it works, it works. Yeah.
it does, yeah.
You guys want to play another song? I'm dying to hear another one.
Yeah, we got a bunch more. So this next one is actually the first song that we wrote. This is definitely a COVID song. It starts with a chorus instead of starting with a verse, just because we felt like being unconventional. This one's called Falling Into Place. This was definitely inspired by going to see Sean Mullins outside of Tupelo Music Hall when COVID first started, and they moved his show from inside of the concert to the outside of the concert. We're huge fans, and if I can give a quick 30-second story, we actually went to see him up 2 hours north in Bethlehem like a month ago. Mark and his wife drove home after the show. We were trying to get an autograph. Couldn't get anyone at the theater to get us an autograph. My wife and I stayed at a local B&B. Wake up in the morning because the sun's just streaming into our room. So like 7 o'clock in the morning, we're showered, packed, ready out the door, which is really unconventional for us, especially after a late show.
Yeah.
And it's a tiny little B&B with 7 rooms. And I walk out into the hallway, and there's this guy walking around with a paper cup of coffee looking a little lost. And it's Sean Mullins.
No kidding.
And he's like, I would say after Paul Simon, and that's a tall order, he's my number 2 most inspirational favorite in my heart songwriter. And he's right there.
Oh my God, what are the odds?
And I looked at him and I said, dude, you were amazing last night. He's got this beautiful baritone. He just goes, oh, thanks, you were there? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. He goes, do you know where breakfast is? And I said, yeah, it's in that room right there. If you just sit down, they said a waitress will come over. I said, Sean, would you like some company? He goes, yeah, that'd be really nice. And my wife and I sat down with Sean Mullins and had breakfast with him for an hour, and I didn't ask him like creative questions or music questions. We talked about life on the road, because I've been on the road for sales 20 years. So like, I didn't fanboy on him until the very end, and then I got pictures and got like autographs from Mark and I. But we're huge Sean Mullen fans, and I feel like this song was very much, his zeitgeist was still sort of like pushing us to write our first song when we came out with this.
Oh, that's so cool.
So this one's called Falling Into Place.
All right.
Are falling into place, and I feel like it's the end of the Red Queen's race, and I feel like the stars are gonna change, because I feel like this was all just rearranged as we move from hugs and handshakes. We must remember how our souls ache as we move from confidant to confident. We must remember how our souls pay rent And I feel like things are falling into place. And I feel like it's the end of the Red Queen's race. And I feel like the stars are gonna change, because I feel like this was all just rearranged. And people take too much pride in the way they pick their side, split up into them and us, assigned seating on the bus, But I feel like things are falling into place, and I feel like it's the end of the Red Queen's race. And I feel like the stars are gonna change, because I feel like this was all just rearranged. As our lives get more separated, well, we wish they weren't so. As things get more complicated, well, we wish we could just know, just know. And I feel like things are falling into place, and I feel like it's the end of the Red Queen's race. And I feel like the stars are gonna change, because I feel like this was all just prearranged. And I feel like things are falling into place, and I feel like it's the end of the Red Queen's race. And I feel like the stars are gonna change, 'cause I feel like this was all just prearranged. I said I feel like this was all just
Oh, that's my favorite
Wow.
so far.
That's
That's my
awesome.
favorite.
I love that.
Thank you.
I hope that's one of the ones you're recording.
Eventually, we hope they all make it. Like, these
Yeah.
are definitely next in queue.
Yeah.
We got two more that we slated. If we have time for a third, we can break it. But everything
Oh,
that
no, we
you're going to hear
have time.
today,
Oh no,
Yeah.
we got time.
yeah, everything you're going to hear today will definitely make it to the engineering booth in the next, hopefully, 6 months or so.
Yeah, good.
Our guy's local. He's a professional. He's actually touring with Badfish right now, running their sound live.
Okay.
He's got a home set up. He's what's the name? Barnwood Studio.
Boards House Production.
Boards House, yeah. Okay. Totally wrong, yeah.
Roots of He does Roots of Creation. He does Badfish.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. By the way, Gary, it occurred to me, I don't think I've ever seen an 8-string guitar in this room before. I think you're the first one to bring one in.
I'm glad to break the seal.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
see his electric. Has actually got frets. What do you call those frets that are just
They're
like
true temperament frets.
so
in the
none of them are
electric.
straight. They literally
Really?
each fret shifts at each string and it's like an asymmetrical lightning bolt. It's crazy, but it's got
Really?
this beautiful true tone.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
no
and this
kidding.
is a Bartolex 8-string nylon, so it's a and it's fan fret. It's fun. It was the first thing that got me into 8 strings. My old guitar teacher,
No kidding.
sold it to me, and it's awesome.
Have you met a lot of other people who play an 8-string? It seems
Not really. I mean, some like people in the crazy metal world, they like to go 8-string.
Yeah.
And then, I have a jazz background, so there's some like jazz guitarists who like to do like walking bass lines with
Yeah.
this. So that's why I got it from my teacher. He has a host of 8
Oh,
and
wow.
10 and weird amount of strings. So,
Yeah. And do you finger pick everything?
It's a mixture. Like that song, I was doing a lot of finger picking. Some of the other songs, and the next song, I think I do a lot of picking. So it's a it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
But I've played nylons a lot of my life, so it's even though this is the widest neck you've ever seen, it's really not too bad.
Yeah,
It's like a meme.
right. Mark, do you always pick, or do you ever finger pick? Or?
I do a mixture of both. I do have some of our originals that are all finger picking.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mostly facilitate the rhythmic portion of what we do.
Yeah.
It gives Gary freedom to fill in all the holes with taste. Tasty licks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So mostly, strumming.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you guys want to play another one?
Yeah, Capo 5.
What is it?
Capo 5.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is Mark. Another reason, these are amazing humans. I cannot stress enough. This is the project that I've been waiting to do my whole life, and I'm glad I've done every project I've done, but this is the one that I've really been waiting for. These guys also invite me to shows to see people that broaden my musical horizons, that open my mind up. And Mark said, hey, let's go see Chris Thiele. We saw him in Portsmouth. Nobody was there. It was really sad. It was like a quarter of the theater was full. This guy was amazing.
Really?
And he made me start thinking about Leonard Cohen again, who I really hadn't thought about seriously since like 95, 6, 7 when I was in college. And it made me start thinking about Leonard Cohen. So somehow that turned into sort of a bluegrassy song. So this is Beautiful Loser, which is our tribute to Leonard Cohen.
Chris Thiele plays in Nickel Creek with the bluegrass.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I know the name, but...
He's the Eddie Van Halen of mandolin.
Yeah.
Check out his videos. He's
super obscure, but amazing player. Great stage presence, great performer, all by himself. One instrument, 2 mics, one for the instrument, one for him.
Wow.
No effects, just like on stage, just making it happen.
When's the last time you saw a guy with a mandolin just capture a room for 2 hours?
Where in Portsmouth was he?
Portsmouth,
the old theater that they just redid with the nice marquee at the top, kind of tucked off the main street. Sort of Gilded era. Kind of reminds me of a miniature version of the Orpheum.
Oh, I can picture it. Yeah.
It looked like it was late 1800s.
Can't remember the name, but it was redone and beautiful.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
This is a mix of Leonard Cohen and bluegrass.
Yeah, so it's called Beautiful Loser.
All right, jam tomorrow here with us in studio.
Big hole in the fabric of space and time, like I had $1 and I needed a dime. I've been to both ends of the Mississippi, from the Minnesota highlands to the New Orleans ocean. She grips me, and I don't know what happened to me between feeling alive and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be. Yeah. God is alive and magic is afoot. Some things just won't stay where they're put. Reinvention tainted by previous intention won't save us from those things we just can't mention. And I don't know what happened to me between feeling alive and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be, yeah. To the bridge. And I don't know what happened to me between feeling alive and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be, yeah. Every time we pull back the curtain, we find another curtain. But my mind is weary and my back is hurting. The only thing I've ever known for certain is behind every curtain there's another curtain and another curtain. And I don't know what happened to me between feeling life and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be. Yeah. And I don't know what happened to me between feeling life and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be. I think I might be. I think I might be. Yeah. And I don't know what happened to me between feeling life and living free. Keep walking towards where I think I might be. I think I might be. I think I might be. Yeah. That's a new ending for us. We just
really?
worked on that our last rehearsal. Yeah, the whole acapella piece and then switching out. So that was
awesome.
Thank you. That was our first time I think we've ever done that live.
Yeah, it was a surprise hearing the two of you singing together because you hadn't
Don't tell
you had-
anybody; they'll expect it all the time.
Mark
no,
does
no.
harmonies on like 25% of our songs, but we
Okay.
haven't developed a lot for our originals yet.
Yeah, no, that sounded really good though.
Thank you.
Really good.
Absolutely.
And it's funny too, Gary, during that song, that was when I really like watching you. That's when I really got it. As far as the 8th string, it was like, oh, I get it. Mm-hmm. You know, because you're playing guitar and you're playing bass at the same time. Effectively, it was like
he just switches modalities like mid
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Which you did on the other song, but with that song, it was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I really get it. Yeah.
It transfers even more on electric, because then he'll hit a button and he's doing a soaring distortion solo.
Yeah.
Where not so much on this.
And then it sounds like a B3 on the next effect. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's sweet. I like that. I'm a sucker for a Hammond.
Ham and cheese.
You guys want to do? So you got one more, right?
We got as many more as you want. We got one more that we practiced for this, and we could throw another one in if we got time.
Yeah, we'll see how the time is, but we can definitely get one more in for
All
sure.
right. So this next song, this is written about my wife's cousin. She passed away about 20 years ago doing some piecework in the Middle East.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, you can Google. Her name's Rachel Corey. There's probably more information than you want to know. Frankly, it's a tragic tale all around. It took a long time for me to write this. Her journals were actually Alan Rickman from Snape. Actually took her journals and wrote a one-woman play called My Name is Rachel, I believe, or Let Me Stand Alone. And that toured briefly in New York and then off Broadway. We went to see it a couple of times, once in New York, once here in Boston. And a lot of the lyrics from this and most of the chorus actually come from her journals. So I kind of tried to stitch it together and make it a cohesive narrative, but the majority of the content from the song actually comes directly from her journals right up to the day before she died.
Okay. Wow.
Heavy song, but it's a story that needed to be told. It took me about 15 years to have the courage to put it down. And
what's her name? Rachel Corey?
Corey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she was 23. I think.
Wow.
I mean, we could have done probably 10 verses, but we pared it down to
so it's
4.
It's still a 7-minute song, but yeah. So this one's called The Whole Wide World.
All right. Jam tomorrow.
A child of the Puget Sound, a dove in the town parade, raised by caring parents, aware of the world they'd made. Dad went to Vietnam, you can't come back the same. I grew up with his sense of calm and a burning flame. Let me stand alone at the edge of the earth and look at it honestly. Maybe my world swirls around me, but one thing is stationary. If the words I use buzz away from my lips meaninglessly, let them hang in the air for a while and look at them honestly. My name is Rachel. Trying to bridge the distance between the moon and the star. I flew across the world to Rafa, and it seemed so far. Sometimes you work for the world, sometimes for yourself. Sometimes you can't see what is hiding on the highest shelf. Let me stand alone at the edge of the earth and look at it honestly. Maybe my world swirls around me, but one thing is stationary. If the words I use buzz away from my lips meaninglessly, let them hang in the air for a while and look at them honestly. My name is Rachel. Houses demolished as the war rages on and on. Machine gun fire at sunset, mortar blasts at dawn. Who are they? Why are they here? They ask behind our backs. We came from America to stop these attacks. Let me stand alone at the edge of the earth and look at it honestly. Maybe my world swells around me, but one thing is stationary. If the words I use buzz away from my lips meaninglessly, let them hang in the air for a while and look at them honestly. My name is Rachel. Greeting people, Habibi, beloved, showing love. Thinking back when I was a child, parading as a dove. We have to protect the water wells, need water to survive. Building towards this moment, I have never felt so alive. Let me stand alone at the edge of the earth and look at it honestly. Maybe my world swells around me, but one thing is stationary. If the words I use buzz away from my lips meaninglessly, let them hang in the air for a while and look at them honestly. My name is Ray. Rachel. My name is Rachel. My name is Rachel. My name is Rachel.
Wow, that's an intense song. That's great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I wish we had time for one more, but we're actually almost out of show. But
That was awesome.
But guys, thank you so much. And before we do run out of time, please tell us what we should know about where to find you online, keep up with what you're doing, social media, upcoming shows, anything you want to make sure our listeners
So we don't have
know
a
about.
website. We're still working on that. Still working on the album. Still kind of trying to take this a little more seriously than just some kids in the sandbox pretending to be a rock and roll band, to quote Shel Silverstein. We've got a show coming up on the 24th at Strange Brew. Facebook's always the best way to follow us. We do have a page, Jam Tomorrow the band, so you don't confuse it with Jam Tomorrow the lunchbox, Jam Tomorrow the sleeping bag, Jam Tomorrow the flamethrower. The kids love that one. So you can track us there. We always make sure we put out postings several weeks ahead of shows.
Yeah.
We're also doing
Feathered Friends, the 28th. I think that's the next.
That's next month, the 28th.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, and we're doing Rob Azevedo's doing a thing down in Arms Park.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday, the 26th, I
Nice.
think. And we're going to play it around 6:30. Just Gary and I. Mark's got something else going on, so we're going to do a couple of cuts that we've been working on together, sort of independently.
Cool.
And then a couple of covers, probably. So that's where you can find us. But we appreciate it, and hopefully you can find us here again because we'd love to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Have you been on Rob's show, Granite State
not
of
yet.
Mind?
We're working on it.
Yeah, yeah.
My other
Wink,
project
nudge, nudge.
was on there, and it was cool. It's a cool spot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Gary's in Fox and the Flamingos as well. A really cool 5-piece funk project. Super high energy. Really great covers. Some cool originals. Very talented folks. You should check them out too.
Yeah, yeah.
You should
Absolutely.
come in too.
Yes,
Whatever
absolutely.
you want. Take up a little more space.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Well, guys, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much. And
Thank you so much.
Matt, Jen, thank you so much. We really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's great to see you. And well, you're sounding great.
Thank you.
The
This
vocals
is-
are.
I felt like that was a great. Chemical Distance was a great place to sort of learn how to tour and how to book and how to guerrilla market, but I didn't have a lot of room to play as far as what I was going to do. And this project gives me just so much more leeway to kind of
Yeah.
play my hokey old stuff. There is a song I want to tell from way back, deep like a well. There is a song I need to say. It seems it somehow got away. I'm just killing time until time kills me. A coin for the ferryman, a ring for the sea. Give light to darkness, give life unto clay. Until time kills me, I'm killing time today. There is a story from the distant past, before the first became the last. There is a story I need to share. Came from no place, and it's going nowhere. I'm just killing time until time kills me. A coin for the ferryman, a ring for the sea. Give light to darkness, give life unto clay. Until time kills me, I'm killing time today.
is a message that must be conveyed from whatever place you have made. There was a message I needed to pass on, but it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, 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 gone. I'm just killing time until time kills me. A coin for the ferryman, a ring for the sea. Give light to darkness, give life unto clay. Until time kills me, I'm killing time today. I'm just killing time until time kills me. A coin for the ferryman, a ring for the sea. Give light to darkness, give life unto clay. Till time kills